It's been maybe a year and a half or 2 years since I originally thought about focusing on stacking and precious metals and coins. And I just wanted to make this video to talk about what it's meant to me. I've always had a problem with money. I've always spent everything that I had and much more. My dad was a gambler, and as a family we always had money troubles when I was a kid, and I always fought against that by trying my best to accumulate rather than spend absolutely everything. And many years ago I realized it was important to save money in a pension. I realized it was important to buy property, and as a result of those decisions I managed to accumulate quite a bit of capital, which is nice. But on a day-to-day basis, the decisions that I made resulted in me spending everything. Maybe I was spending too much on cars, maybe a little bit too much on gas, maybe having holidays, vacations that were too expensive. But the result of all this was, although I've always had a good job and I've always worked hard, I never seem to have anything in the bank at the end of the month. And when I got interested in stacking and precious metals, one of the things that really attracted me to it was this concept of getting excited and enthusiastic about something interesting, learning about something historical, and buying things, which I really enjoy doing, but in a way that wasn't going to result in accumulating nothing or wasting my money. So rather than buying depreciating assets, I set about looking at buying assets that could possibly appreciate. There are no guarantees, and as we've found over the last couple of years, a lot of PMs, a lot of commodities have gone down rather than up. But the view that I take is that had I not changed my spending behavior and saving behavior, and had I not taken the decision to divert money that I would otherwise have spent on absolutely nothing into gold and silver, then at this point, a year and a half, 2 years later, my bank balance would be nothing, and I would not have assets that I could now dispose of if I wanted to, which would show the benefit of that saving. Now, a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to buy, don't buy, spot's going to go down, gold's going to go down, we're in a bear market for PMs, and that may very well be right. But the view that I take is it's fun, and I have fun doing it, and therefore I'm going to continue doing it. Hopefully, most of the decisions that I take will be good decisions, but inevitably there will be some bad decisions. But on average, hopefully, I won't lose very much at the worst, and at the best, I could end up actually making some gain on my capital if I've bought wisely and intelligently. But had I not done that, it's quite likely that at this point I would have an empty bank account and no assets. Well, no assets of that particular type. I'd still have property and other assets, but I wouldn't have anything that I could, if I wanted, just sell and exchange for cash in the way that I can with PMs. So just wanted to leave you with that thought, really, that stacking is an activity which satisfies on lots of different levels, and that it's maybe not quite so much for a lot of people to do with the spot price on a day-by-day basis, but it is a way for people who are relatively bad about saving in a traditional way to accumulate assets that can be disposed of at some stage in the future, and that there is some sense in many ways for people who are bad with money like I am to actually have assets which are a little bit less liquid, so that I don't have the money sitting in my bank account. So if on a whim I want to buy myself a new car, I would go out and buy that. I actually have to think about which assets, which coins I'm going to sell and at what price and where, and it's much more of a considered thing, and maybe that limits my ability to respond to gut reaction investment decisions in a way that I might have done in the past. So let me know your story, and let me know, why you invest in gold and silver, as well as the stuff that we've been focusing on at the moment, which is kind of what you invest in. So thanks for listening, and sorry this was such a long ramble, and please comment and sub. Thank you very much.